Hello everyone, welcome again to Honda Poth YouTube channel. It's good to see people are interested to the content and think it is very important to places like where I am coming from. So our effort is to help the development of reading culture in the countries where it's not already, and to share with you some lessons from other part of the world and some other countries and my own experience. So as I said just last time, we know now what are some reasons why child should expose to books. And as I said, there is no supplement, there is no milk powder, there is no food has prone have that much of benefit rather child exposed into a book. Therefore, if you want to think about the betterment for the child, if you want to give the best for your children, you have to make sure the books are coming as one of your first choice, maybe after food. So today we are going to deep dive into one of each one of these, and today we pick the first one. It's the language development and the background knowledge. So let me just give you a few ideas about that one again. Especially we know as a child born, so they start to learn language, but in a very early age, parents and adults, especially parents, start to use a kind of a literature to build their vocabulary, build their language. Through building that language, they are sharing so many other aspects of the life which child get exposed in the very early age. So I'll show you one example just to understand this better. So this is a board book. I'm sure all of you know board books are used with the toddlers, and it's made by board. So if it's just spill some water or something, it's okay, we can clean it and reuse it, and child can we can allow child to handle this by herself, because we think they can't destroy and tear this book. So this is a board book which is introduced to the smallest kids. The book name is Read Me a Book. And now you can ask, you can explain, here is a mama, here is a baby, oh, this is your brother, and this is your toy. So this, you can start to talk about this book, and you can start to read. Let's see what happened. Tell me a story. To whom you tell? So you can introduce mama is telling to you a story and talk about the relationship. Very young age. Then read me a book. To whom? It's a grandpa. Now you can start the language of grandpa. So the child will start to understand about the concept of grandpa. They will not pronounce the word as grandpa as such, or they will not understand everything. But their brains are starting to hear the concept of grandpa, and the outside and the play and the supermarket. So I can go through the whole book. So this book was useful, this book is using for very young kids. So the purpose of that one, not only just build the language, but through language it builds so many other aspect of child's life. It's talk about the relationship, it's talk about the culture, it's talk about functions, and a, a vocabulary a child can use and enrich while they are going to next step. For example, this can be the next step. So this is a book, like another picture book called Press Here. So this can use for interactive reading. So if a child also have a book, a copy of this one most probably, or you can ask them to use it if it is within the house or something. Press here and turn the page. So now child has to listen to the instruction clearly, follow. It's not just a dot. The child need to listen. So if a child listen to these instruction and they understand the patterns of this instruction, though they will be easily follow more complex instruction also. This book is a press here and turn the page. So you have to turn the page. Now again, great. Now again, press again and again. So it's change, and it's talk about simple concepts. There are a lot of simple concepts talk about that one. So exposing to the simple concept. Where's the left? Where's the right? Where's the top? Where's the bottom? What is the blue, what's the red. So knowing this concept, this early concepts in the early age is a very important for their life successes as well as academic successes. So they are using these books also to develop language knowledge. Then there are some other books like, then they go to the picture books. This is for age 3 to 7, most probably, and sometime it can be 8 9, but these books introduce more deeper concepts. For example, this book, Like the Moon Love the Sky, is talking about the very specific word called inshallah. So what does that mean to a person who tell it? And we can understand not only that particular word but the context, how they use it, and so it's a huge amount of cultural understanding within this book child can go through. So this is a great example. It's build background knowledge. So next time when a child hears some of these words, for example, mosque. What's a mosque? It's a worshiping place. Okay. If I have not seen it, if I have not exposed to that one, I'll think it's something like maybe a Hindu temple, but it's totally different, right? So this exposure help child to make sure they understand the world much better. So that is why language development as well as background development is very important. Not only that one. So when we say background knowledge, it can talk about the emotions also. This book is a great example. I'm very lucky to have editorial sample with me. When I visited the publisher, I got this one. So this is a great book. This won an award also recently, maybe 2 years back. And this book is talk about different emotions, how a child get angry, how a child can get shout to someone, how a child need help sometimes. So you can start to build. It's not building only the social emotional well-being. Through that, you can build their emotional vocabulary also. Emotional vocabulary is very important, and background knowledge about the emotion is very important. Therefore, the background knowledge and the language development can happen in so many different layers. Even the books can help child to decode, and it can help, to develop the reading skill. So overall, especially overall early ages goes with the oral language development. There are a lot of read alouds, there are a lot of book sharing, there are a lot of discussions and the explanations. So that will make a huge vocabulary for a child who goes to the library compared to someone is going without that exposure to the book. So that's a big disadvantage, because the child who bring that vocabulary will perform well not only academically, in social life as well as other aspect of the life also. Therefore, uh, language development, the background knowledge development is one of the key element which we all should think about, we should all focus about when we introduce a book. That should be one of our bigger purpose. So lot of time we have seen, we just give a book to the child, okay, you read it, and it doesn't serve the purpose. It's important sometimes there are places we have different kind of books to support each development level of child's language development and the background knowledge development. I think this is going to be uh, key element, and hope you understand why we want to focus and why we want to share this information with maybe young parents, preschool teachers, and the teachers, because they are the ones who really interacting with children and supporting them in this phase of their life. So next time we can go and talk about this cognitive development, which is very different aspect from the language development, but it's all, everything is very closely and interrelated. So we can't separate this happen first and this happen next, kind of. So these are very interrelated. For the purpose of presentation, we will divide it. So we will see you next week, and if you have any question, please feel free to drop a message. And if you think this is a good content, please share with others who you think can get benefited. When we are trying to focus this content, when I'm really talking to you, I always think it about the people like me who are coming from so-called global south, where we don't have a strong reading culture, where we need to strengthen our children's book publishing industries and the reading cultures and the libraries and the reading. So if you think there's anyone can be benefit from that one, please share with them. And if you have not already subscribed this one, please subscribe too. Thank you.